And Mr. Akin Osuntokun are still with us in the studio. Just before we went on break, I wanted to ask you, Mr. Osuntokun, are you against INEC's creation of new polling units?
Well, no, I'm not against it, but it should have been more transparent than the way it is being conducted.
Given that they haven't done it yet, is it too late to be transparent?
No, they finished with the exercise. They gave only 2 weeks. They sent out a letter to the REC sometime in March and gave them up till early April or something like that.
He maintains that INEC is still in the process, that they haven't created those polling units.
Well, that is news to me. According to the reports that he released, that was the information I gathered from there.
Can you quickly clarify?
We have not concluded anything.
That was the response you gave to what the PDP said.
I'm telling you what is reality now.
Was it in your statement?
That what?
You mentioned specific dates, that the letters were sent out in March to the so, giving them up till April 3rd or 4th to send the requests.
But what I'm saying is that we are still expecting this information. We have 36 states. And when you ask people to bring information, sometimes it comes in trickles. It depends on when they are able to.
You didn't say so in your letters.
Well, I'm saying
not in the statement. I released the statement. Are you referring to the
statement
memo?
That he don't know, the statement that he released in response to PDP.
We didn't say. We didn't put any specific date.
There was the date. There were 2 dates there. You said you sent out the request in March.
Yes.
And gave them up to April 3rd or 4th to send those requests. Are you denying
what I'm saying is, regardless of whether I gave them 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month, I'm saying, but what is the problem about expecting people to bring information? What is the problem about
time?
The time. No, because why are we bringing problems?
We'll come to that in a moment. Ajuri, let's quickly take your question before we go to Lagos.
Absolutely, Mr. Oyekanmi. The issue of logistics is very critical here, ultimately, because if you're going to create these new polling units, and of course it's still speculative at this point, but if you're going to do that, how will the voters, wherever they are, know where they're going to be casting their ballots, number one, and number two, even the logistics of it in terms of getting the additional materials required to ensure that this is done? What is the hard deadline behind this process that would guide this process?
Well, thank you for the question. You know, if we are doing that, if we are creating polling units, I've said there's a process, and the process will take care of all of that. You know, those who are going to vote in the new polling units will be known. We are going to publicize it, and there is nothing we are going to do.
Even budgetary, everything.
That's what I'm saying. That if the decision gets to that, if we get to that, that's exactly what it.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go to Lagos now, Mr. Osuntokun. Kindly hold your thoughts for us. We'll go to Lagos now.
I was just wondering, speaking about the process, you mentioned that you received those requests from communities. So is it the normal process that communities will go directly to you in Abuja and not go through the RECs?
You know, it's a free country, and we are a public institution. People can write to us through email. They can send a request by courier. They can come to INEC to bring their request. So we get requests in different ways, in different forms. And associations can come to us directly, and you know, you can't stop them. And when you have this request, you have to look at them based on strictly on merit and take action if the action is required.
But I know that there are rules and there are laws. So I'm asking, is it the normal process that whoever comes to you, you can act? Why are you going back to the RECs if you didn't need them in the first place?
Well, you know, I don't know how else I can explain this. You know, if people come to you with information, we are conducting continuous voter registration. We get reports from various people complaining about what is happening in various centers. People don't go to those states, they write to us directly because our social media platforms are open. Now, when we get information, the first thing we do is to contact the REC or the administrative secretary in that state to find out what is really going on. So you can't stop people really from bringing requests because, like I said, it's a free country and we are serving the public. If people feel that sending representation to the headquarters is better than going to the state, all well and good. If they feel if they go to the state, it's going to waste some time, they can come to us directly. People come to us directly all the time. Now, it is our duty to to listen to them, look at what they require, what they request for, and see how we can attend to this need. That's why we're there.
Okay, now, you said that you received about a little over 3,000, but you don't have the breakdown. And then speaking about the rules, is it possible that you send us those breakdown after the program so we can also take a look at them?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes.
Okay, and then speaking about some of these procedure and rules, we're trying to understand it so that we take away all of these questions about arbitrariness or people talking about just allocating polling units because it could have huge implications, and as you may have read on section 133. But you say that if they send those polling units to you, it's within the law. Is that what you're saying? Do I get your point?
There was something I said in the course of this conversation that there is nothing we do that we don't involve stakeholders. We have a platform for political parties, including the PDP, and they come for our quarterly meetings. And what we do is to discuss issues frankly. They tell us frankly, the political parties, what they feel, and we explain to them because that's why we're there. And even before we started this continuous voter registration, when we are registering new political parties, any decision that we're about to take, we involve them and we get their opinion, we agree on things. We consult with everybody.